Hello, friend. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. So it seems like EA and DICE are going all out with the class revamps. But one class I kind of want to take a deeper look at is the dedicated driver class. What is it? Nobody knows. But we're going to take a look at that. As always, make sure you like and subscribe, as we'll be covering more of each class in Battlefield 1. And thank you to everyone who's viewing this right now, and everyone who subscribed already and in the future. Dedicated driver class. If you've watched any of my previous Battlefield 4 live streams, you'll notice my hatred for the amount of vehicles in any given map. There are many possibilities as to why it feels like every time you spawn, you'll die. It's by some sort of vehicle. Too overpowered, could be spawning too quickly, could be impossible to kill, the list goes on and on and on. So, what is the new dedicated driver class? Since we have very few details to go on, we can only speculate on what it could be, what it should be, what we want it to be, what DICE feels we need. I hope you decide to join in the comments below. Let us know what you want it to be, what you think it's going to be. Everyone's comments are welcome. Make sure you also like and subscribe. Just saying. I feel the dedicated driver class will be a set class that once you choose to be in, you're set in for the duration of that round. You'll be able to drive any tank, captain any boat, fly any plane, or take any seat aboard a Zeppelin. In Battlefield 4, there are a handful of maps that had no vehicles in them at all. And I'm sure in Battlefield 1 the same will be true, or they will have every map have vehicles in it, just so we can properly use a dedicated driver class. And as you get kills with each vehicle, you unlock more upgrades or skills, however they decide to do it, progressing your driver class within each vehicle. So the more kills you get with a biplane, the better your skills will be with the biplane. Kind of like how it goes right now, I guess. But we don't know how the progression system within Battlefield 1 will work. I'm assuming that they're going to change that up, because I don't think very many people were happy with, how you progressed within weapons and within vehicles in Battlefield 4. What happens when you die, you say? So I'm stuck in that class. I grab a tank, drive out into the battlefield. Some jerkwad has a sock with C4 in it, dynamite in it, some tar, and sticks it to my tank, blows my tank up. Fuck. Well, you'll get your kill screen. Then you go back into the respawn map menu. That's where you'll be able to choose what vehicle you want and where you want that vehicle. Either vehicles will be at set locations like they currently are, or hopefully you'll be able to choose the type of vehicle you want and then be given spawn locations where you can spawn in that vehicle. I'm going to assume that the vehicle spawning will be similar to Battlefield Hardline, where there are certain vehicles at certain locations, and each vehicle has their own cooldown timer. So that box with that vehicle in it has a timer that slowly fills to let you know when that vehicle is going to become available. Now, if there are no vehicles available, well, you're going to have to wait. That's the shitty part about being in the driver class, is that, yes, when you get on the battlefield, you are feared. Your tanks, your planes are overpowered. Everyone sees a tank coming and they're like, shit. But at the same time, you're not always going to have a tank. There's going to be certain points where you're going to have to sit and wait for a tank or a plane to spawn. And maybe the tanks aren't ready, but a plane's ready. Well, I want a tank. Well, you gotta wait for a tank. So I'll fly a plane for now, and then hopefully when I die in the plane in 10 seconds, because I can't fly for shit, there'll be a tank there. So So that's how the whole kill, death, win work with spawning maps and crap like that. What about the troops, though? How are they going to get from point A to point D? Good point. Well, you'll have to catch a ride with a dedicated driver. So either you have to jump in a tank that's stopped and has a driver in it and occupy a seat with a secondary weapon or no weapon at all. Of course, there might be other things in the tank to do. We're not sure kind of what the tanks they're going to have or the planes, but I'm assuming they'll all have secondary positions. So you'll have to catch a ride with someone that is a driver, and drivers will have to look out for guys that need rides. So more teamwork is going to be involved in getting from one spot to the other, otherwise you're going to have to run. But players not in that driver class, they'll be able to hop in and out of the vehicles freely, unlike the driver, who is going to have to go down with the ship. If you are the driver, you can't get out. If you see a rocket coming, you got 20 minutes before it gets to you, you better drive faster, otherwise you're going down with your ship, whatever you're in. When there's not a vehicle with an open seat, or one heading in the direction you want to go, you just hop on your ATV or dirt bike. No ATVs or dirt bikes. That sucks. Means you're going to have to hop on one of those gallant steeds. The horse is going to be taking the place of the ATV or the dirt bike. So I'm assuming that if you're not a driver, you can pick up a horse at certain locations and take the horse from one spot to the other. And let's just say the first thing I'm going to be doing is attaching dynamite to a horse, riding up alongside a tank, and I'm assuming you can see where we're going with this. The driver class, I'm sure, is meant to fix many complaints from not only people who didn't like them, but the people that do, making them more powerful and more feared when you enter a battle with a shovel and someone's coming at you with a fucking tank. Is it the best idea? Well, we'll just have to wait until we learn more about the dedicated driver class from EA on DICE. Do I think it's going to be added value having a dedicated driver class in the Battlefield franchise? Well, from someone that absolutely hates the aspect of what we have now and just mass vehicle warfare in Battlefield 4, yeah, actually I do. I think this is going to be welcomed not only by me, but by the community and members that don't like to play in vehicles at all times are going to enjoy it, because they'll know, hey, yeah, I got a guy that's waiting for a tank, and eventually there will be a tank coming up here, or a guy that's waiting for a plane to do strafing run. I think the addition of this class assures me that DICE isn't just throwing tanks every 5 minutes in to say, ah, you see that? Operation Metro, 15 tanks, 1 map, only in Battlefield. Lets me know they're paying attention to every detail and listening to and assessing complaints. And also that they're expanding on what people love, not only about Battlefield 4, but every Battlefield before that, and you know, drawing from other Battlefields to create something that we've played before. It feels familiar, but we haven't actually ever touched before. Something that when you hop in, it feels natural. Feels like a Battlefield game, but it's something you haven't done before. Make sure you let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, that way you don't miss out on anything else Battlefield 1 related that we do here. And as always, don't forget to game on.